Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips.
Good choice. Red Sonja 2025 is an interesting sword and sorcery reboot. Here's a detailed, spirited breakdown. Plot, characters, themes, reception, and my take. What is Red Sonja 2025 about? Basic info. Director: M. J. Bassett. Writer: Tasha Huo. Runtime: approximately 110 minutes. Genre: adventure, action, fantasy, sword and sorcery. Release: limited US theatrical release, then video on demand. Rating: R for strong, bloody violence. Main cast: Matilda Lutz as Red Sonja, the main warrior. Robert Sheehan as Emperor Dragon the Magnificent. Wallace Day as Anicia, Dark Anicia. Martin Ford as General Karlak, a man-animal hybrid. Veronica Fares plays Ashura, who is Sonja's mother. Other supporting: Eliza Maitengu, Michael Bisping, etc. Plot summary. Here's what happens in the movie, spoiler light but fairly detailed. 1. Red Sonja's origin backstory. Sonja is from Hyrcania, a wild land. Her home is invaded by barbarians, her people are slaughtered. She flees into the forest, separated from her tribe, and begins worshipping the forest goddess Ashura. Her connection to Ashura and her mother Ashura is important for her identity. 2. Rising conflict. Years later, mercenaries enter the forest hunting animals, especially exotic ones, to be used in gladiator games. Sonja tracks these hunters down because of cruelty to animals. She learns that these captured beasts and people are shown off in games for Emperor Dragon. 3. Capture and forced to fight. Sonja attacks the hunters, but her rebellion gets her captured. Emperor Dragon orders her to be brought to his capital so she can fight in his arena. There's a hidden agenda. Dragon possesses a half of an ancient book with arcane, scientific knowledge. He wants Sonja's map of the forest because he believes it will lead him to refugees who have the other half of the book. 4. Allies and rebellion. Sonja doesn't just fight for survival, she rallies a band of outcasts, other gladiators, slaves, to rebel. There's also tension with Anicia, Dark Anicia, who has her own story and connection to Dragon. 5. Climactic confrontation and ending. In the final showdown, Sonja confronts Dragon. There's a revelation. Anicia's mental struggles were manipulated by Dragon via potions. Anicia and Dragon are fatally wounded in their confrontation. Dragon dies or is dying, and Sonja has a moment of compassion. She carries him with dignity. Sonja leaves, riding with her horse. She's no longer just seeking revenge, she's on a journey, writing her own story. Themes, tone and key elements. Empowerment and identity. Sonja's journey is not just physical, it's about reclaiming her identity, her people, and her power. Rebellion and freedom. The idea of rallying outcasts to overthrow a tyrant is central, classic fantasy rebellion. Nature versus tyranny. The forest the goddess Ashura symbolizes a natural, spiritual power, contrasted with Dragon's quest for control and arcane power. Forgiveness, compassion. Rather than purely revenge, Sonja shows compassion at the end, carrying Dragon, suggesting a more complex morality. Warrior spiritualism. Sonja's faith in Ashura, her mother in a divine form, suggests a spiritual dimension, not just violence. Sword and sorcery vibes. Gladiators, monsters like a cyclops are hinted, ancient magic, arcane science, very much in sword and sorcery tradition. Costume iconography. Her chainmail bikini remains, but according to the actress, it's used as a symbol of power, not just eye candy. Reception and criticism. On Rotten Tomatoes, the film has a 56% score. According to critics, it feels like a low-budget B-movie, with enough energy to entertain, but not a huge spectacle. On Metacritic, it's more mixed, average score approximately 41, some like the ambition, others point to weak script or pacing. From The Guardian, Matilda Lutz's Sonja is more like a pixie-like loner than a hardcore barbarian, and there are CGI-heavy scenes, e.g., big beasts. Some audience feedback on Reddit: the action is okay, the story emotionally resonated with some, but there are complaints about green screen overuse and a fast-paced, rushed ending. My interpretation and thoughts. Spirited. A fresh take. This isn't just a remake, it reimagines Red Sonja. By focusing on her spiritual side, Ashura, her displacement, and her leadership, the movie gives her more depth than just a sword-wielding barbarian. Balanced violence and heart. While there's blood and gladiatorial combat, Sonja's arc is emotional. Her final act of compassion toward Dragon feels meaningful. She's not simply about revenge. Underused potential. Some parts feel like they could have been bigger battle, final fight, but budget execution seem to limit how grand it goes. Still, for fans who want fantasy plus female warrior protagonist, it delivers a lot. Iconic costume, but empowered. The use of her chainmail bikini is clever. Instead of being just sexualized, it's reinterpreted as a tool of power, which is quite symbolic. Set up for more. The ending, her riding off, still with purpose, suggests this could be the start of her legend, not just a one-off revenge story. If you like, I can send a full scene-by-scene breakdown with spoilers. Do you want me to do that?